Greetings and welcome to the Contracting Guy. I am the Contracting Guy, and I received an email from a veteran who asks the following questions. He says, "Hey, Contracting Guy, my name is Jim, and I'm from Goodyear, Arizona, and I have a question. What is micro purchasing?" Well, Jim from Goodyear, I'll have an answer in just a moment. Well, Jim from Goodyear, you ask a great question. Interesting. This came off the heels of a post by Robert Wink, uh, who is on LinkedIn, and he is a friend of the Contracting Guy. So I'd like to kind of build off of that. Robert presented some information regarding what is called the split buy. Now we'll cover that in just a second. The micro purchase is a means of simplified acquisitions that is used under FAR Part 13 to address small purchases, really small purchases. They call them micro purchases because they are really small. Now, the government does a lot of micro purchases. Now, if contracting officers did micro purchases as well, they would be so inundated by these requests that they couldn't do the big ticket items that they need to do. So, in the federal acquisition regulation, it separates purchases that are $10,000 or less, or what's called the micro purchase threshold. Those items for, I'll call them lay people, if you will. But these are government employees who have a government card, as you can see in the screen. It looks like that. They have a government credit card, or we call it a government-wide purchase card, and they're able to buy things off of that. And they use these things to buy the simple products and services that might be easily gotten and timely received in normal course of business. So it's a common thing, and it's actually very much a low-hanging fruit for small businesses. If you have something that you can sell for $10,000 or less, then this is the place to go. Now, keeping in mind that there are thresholds apart from that that deal with services being $2,500, construction $2,000. But apart from that, you have some things to work with. Now, what Robert was bringing up is the idea of a split buy, which is separating a bigger purchase. Let's say, for example, you're buying something. So for $12,000, you have a couple products that you want, and it's going to cost $12,000. Well, you say, well, if I could just split that into an $8,000 and a $4,000, or a $6,000 and a $6,000, I'll be able to buy them with my credit card. And that is what's called a split buy, because now you're taking something bigger and you're splitting it in two so that you can use the tool to be able to do it. That is totally wrong, because at that point you are now engaging in a practice that is not appropriate, and encouraging a practice that is not appropriate. The government should be faithful in what it does, and what it does is that the rules are 10,000 for purchases in general. You then are able to buy that in a competitive way with a purchase card. If it is over that, it needs to go to contracting itself. So there's two different people here. One is the normal guy that has a credit card, much like you have a credit card in your wallet. And then there is the organizational buys that are sent to the purchasing office or the contracting office. For me, that's my wife. So with that being said, here's the deal for you, and kind of the takeaway for what you want to do is make sure that you follow the rules. If it is a product, you have a limit up to $10,000, and this would be competitively practiced by the government. If you're offering a service that is over $2,500, then it also has to go to contracting because there is a law that covers services. Interestingly enough, if you're doing minor construction and it's over $2,000, it has to go to contracting because there's a law that covers that. And those are thresholds that have to be managed as well. But for the most part, this allows the local entity to do the things they need to do to be functional and to keep operational. And it works well as long as everybody follows the rules and understands their part in it. For you as a small business, I would encourage you never to suggest separating a buy into two pieces because you are now looking at causing them to think about violating their responsibility as a purchase card holder. For you, best thing to do is say, well, that looks like it has to go to contracting. Okay, I'll wait for the solicitation to come out, and you'll be squared away there. So micro purchases are wonderful. Billions and billions of dollars are spent in micro purchases every year by all the agencies combined. And there are many more purchase card holders than there are contracting officers. So you're going to find purchase card holders at almost every office in the federal government. So they have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in their organization. So it's a good thing to be able to keep in touch them and find out what's going on. So Jim from Goodyear, Arizona, I hope that's been some insight to you. Purchase card process is wonderful. Micro purchase is great. And the government-wide purchase card is the one that is the means and the vehicle to be able to get that done. Beware of split buys and take a look at Robert Wink on LinkedIn. He's a good guy and provides great information. This is the Contracting Guy. I'm out. Thank you for watching the Contracting Guy. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. We'd appreciate that. This is the Contracting Guy. I'm out.